Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Board of Directors meeting of the Galaxy Towers, Thursday, 19 May 2016. First order of business is the call to order. There is a quorum present. The call to meeting to order. We will now have roundtable introductions. My name is Carl Kinniger. I'm the president of the GTCA.
My name is Ayala Saleh, Assistant General Manager.
I'm Brian Plunkett, I'm a board member.
Joe Patel, board member.
Justin Mack, Director at Large.
Rich Fuente, Director at Large.
So in your Colbert Tower 2,
Wade Weston, Tower 3.
Richard Miller, Tower 1.
Frank Fittipaldi, General Manager.
The first order of business is the approval of the open meeting minutes of March the 21st, 2016. Would the secretary please make a motion? Oh. I'm sorry, April. Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the open board minutes for April 21st, 2016.
Second.
Is there any discussion? There appears to be no discussion. All those in favor of approving the minutes, raise your hand and say yes. Excuse me, is on the phone? We're going to just recess it for one moment here. I think it is approved with just a, we don't, you know what?
Director. Florida is here.
Your call has been forwarded.
Do you think Art will call it? He knows it's a board at 8:30. Yes. Yes. So I did all.
Hello, my apologies. I didn't realize you were not on the phone, so I called the meeting to order and made the introductions. If you could just introduce yourself. Art?
Sabine, Tower 3.
And I asked for a motion to approve the minutes of April the 21st. The motion was seconded. There was no discussion. Do you have any comments on the minutes?
No, I don't.
Then I'm going to call for a vote again. All those in favor of approving the minutes, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? There's one abstention, Joe Purcell. Reports and remarks. At the next board meeting, which is June the 16th, we're going to have the auditor come in and give the audit report for 2015. We'll present that at 7:30. Well before that meeting, we'll have copies made available to anyone who wants a printed copy. We'll also post it. If you have any questions on the results of this audit, if you could submit your questions before the meeting, we will give them to the auditor so you can better address them. This is not an absolute requirement, but it would be very nice if you had any detailed questions on the audit itself.
No.
Next month, or I should say 2 months from now, July the 4th is a little bit different this year. It's the 40th anniversary of the Galaxy. And we will have the 40th anniversary celebration and the 4th of July picnic in the mini park. We will have a live band, plus the usual July 4th picnic foods and other entertainment appropriate for the celebration of the anniversary. Please sign up at the spa desk so we can get a good count on the number of people who are going to come. The next item of business is the Treasurer's Controller's Report.
Good evening. My name is Marissa Foley. I will present the financial report this evening. As of April 30th, the total cash in the depository account was approximately $412,000. The balance in the R&R account was about $4.8 million. The escrow account had a balance of about $1.6 million, and your total available cash as of April 30th, 2016 was approximately $5.5 million. I will now speak about the accounts receivable as of April 30th. The total accounts receivable from homeowners as of April 30th, 2016 is approximately $3.5 million. Out of that $3.5 million, there are $3.4 million in legal, $39,000 in payment plans, $17,500 1 month past due, $3,700 2 months past due, and $3,400 over 60 days. We have approximately $332,000 of payments made through the online Condo Cafe payment portal. I will now speak about the accounts payable. The total accounts payable as of April 30th, 2016 was $648,000, which includes all invoices posted as of April 30th and our known accruals. Legal invoices account for approximately $101,000 of the $648,000. R&R invoices account for approximately $51,000. The breakdown of accounts payable consists of invoices 0 to 30 days old of approximately $425,000, invoices 31 to 60 days old of $48,000, invoices 61 to 90 days old of approximately $72,000, and invoices over 90 days old of approximately $102,000. As of May 3rd, there were 627 owner-occupants and 448 absentee owners. Of the 448 absentee owners, 375 are occupied by tenants. Units occupied by tenants represent approximately 35% of the total Galaxy units. The monthly financial package for April will be online and posted tomorrow for everyone's viewing, and this concludes the financial report.
Are there any questions from the board for the Controller's Office? There appear to be no questions. Thank you very much. The next order of business is the General Manager's report, which Frank will present.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board, and Galaxy community. It's my pleasure to provide updates on the following projects and initiatives which have taken place in the last month. The hallway redecorating project. Pre-bid conferences were held on May 3rd and May 4th to meet contractors interested in bidding on this project. 11 companies participated. For an overview of the project requirements, question and answer sessions, and property tour. Following the pre-bid meetings, pre-qualification material was received from 9 bidders. All have been pre-qualified to bid, and it's anticipated that bids will be received from each of these 9 bidders. Requests for alternate products were received from 2 bidders and accepted for carpeting and wall covering. The acceptance of these alternates will promote better competition among suppliers, which will likely result in better pricing for the association. At the time of award, the association may choose to contract for either the alternates or the original products that were specified, whichever is the most desirable and cost-effective. Next step in the project is receipt of sealed bids, which will be on May 25th for the lighting, wall covering, and paint contract, which is the larger of the 2 contracts. And bids for the flooring contract would be received on May 26th. Award of these contracts are on target for the June 16th open board meeting, with project startup date targeted for the end of June. The anticipated duration of the project is 12 to 14 months following that. The garage project, barricades on the ramps for the 11th to 10th floors and 10th to 9th floors have been relocated to prepare for the very last portion of heavy construction work for year 2 of the overall 3-year contract. Only the first 2 years have been optioned by the board so far. This final phase of the 2nd year contract is anticipated to be completed by the end of July. At the same time, Reconstruction of a structural beam on the 7th floor has been taking place in the last 3 weeks. The demolition work was completed in the past 2 weeks to remove a portion of the beam which supports the 7th floor of the garage above. Temporary steel shoring on the 5th and 6th floors below is currently supporting the weight of the garage above. This beam that's being reconstructed is 8 inches wide by some 50 feet long and almost 2 feet deep. Because the repair is so large, it must be completed in 2 sections. Once the concrete is poured, the thorough reinforcement and inspection will be completed by an outside testing lab to ensure its integrity. The next step of this project, the final steps of the 2-year 12th and 10th floor projects, 12th and 11th floor and associated ramps will be the sealing and traffic coating of the concrete. Once that's done, line striping will also be done by the contractor. In anticipation of this, the garage of this last stage, the restoration team had begun cleaning and prepping the 12th floor for some other work that will be done in conjunction with the completion of the garage project. And that work includes power washing the walls, guide rails, and columns, and painting all these elements, numbering the columns, and getting everything ready for the contractor to do the traffic coating. So at the end of this, we'll see 2 completed floors, and the community will finally be able to see the conclusion of all the disruption, dirt, pain, and noise that it's been experiencing in the last 2 years. The boiler engineering for replacement of the 2 steam boilers has been underway. O&S Associate Engineering has completed its evaluation of the replacement of the boilers and potable hot water systems in the property. They submitted a report of alternatives for replacement of these critical components. Operational considerations and economics of 4 different scenarios were evaluated for cost effectiveness. The scenarios range from replacement in kind of the boilers with identical types of systems to a much more creative cogeneration system which would produce both heat and electricity at the same time. As you know, staff recommends an option which would separate the new boilers from the system that generates hot water, so the boilers may be shut down completely during the summer heating season months. And during that time, the boilers are only needed to generate hot water. So the option would involve decoupling the hot water systems from the steam plant. The existing steam to hot water generators would be replaced with gas-fired condensing type hot water generators. And that system would include new pumps and mixing valves and controls. The existing boilers could then be replaced with smaller gas-fired steam boilers that would only be sized for the heating demand during the winter heating season. The toilet feed line promotion is underway. During the April meeting, the board passed a resolution requiring all units to replace the plastic toilet supply lines. Currently, maintenance department is working on that special promotion to replace these lines for $20 for each toilet supply line. This promotion will run only through the end of July, at which time the full price will be charged, which is approximately $30 per. The outdoor pool is being prepped for its opening on Saturday, May 28th. It's on schedule. Preparations such as concrete repairs and recoating of the pool deck were all accomplished by the restoration team. The resurfacing of the outdoor pool was also completed on May 6th. This type of resurfacing protects the pool surface for years to come, and it's only completed about once every 10 years. Finally, before the board this evening are 3 approval items, 1 for garage assessment update engineering, 1 for plaza driveway engineering, and the final is for reauthorization for the restoration team for another 90 days. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Are there any questions from the board for the general manager? Richard?
I was listening to your report, and I don't think you mentioned anything about the need for steam because of the big boilers, and you mentioned about potable hot water, but there's also going to be a need for steam to heat the pools year-round, so there is something else to the...
Okay, the steam boilers currently, the largest part of the load for your steam boilers is for heat for your common hallways and your main lobbies. A minor load involves the steam generators or the steam heat exchangers for your two pools. Yes, that's correct. The steam boilers also produce your hot water for your domestic hot water. If we do pursue the option to decouple those boilers from your hot water system so that your hot water is generated separately, certainly we would do the same thing for the pool heaters. It's a minor load, so they would also look to replace those heat exchangers with independent systems so that your boilers could be shut down entirely for the summer, and your hot water and your pool heat will no longer be relying on the boilers. They'd have their own smaller, easier to maintain, and more efficient systems. Does that answer?
Justin?
Thank you, Paul. I had a question for Marissa from accounting about the treasurer's report. Is that all right?
Yes.
Thank you. Marissa, if you could, in the report, it says the Banco Popular, TD Bank, RR Money Market. It's a split, but it doesn't say what the split is. Do you have that number? Do you know roughly what that
There's
number is?
$500,000 in your Banco Popular R&R account.
Thank you very much.
Are there any other questions then? There appear to be no other questions. Thank you, Frank. There is no unfinished business. New business, the first order of new business is the garage condition update engineering. Justin, would you please make a motion?
Motion to award the contract to Desmond Associates Engineering Firm of New York, New York, in the amount of $10,100 to revise the repair drawings and specifications dated September 2nd, 2015, to address the plaza driveway drains and local repairs only, and for Associated Construction Administration.
I second.
Okay,
It's out of order.
okay, I'm sorry. Is the second motion then, the plaza driveway drain replacement engineering? Oh, my mistake.
It's out of order.
Yes. The motion has been seconded. Is there any discussion? There appears to be no discussion. All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand or say aye to signify yes. The motion is, thank you. The motion is unanimously passed. Excuse me for getting out of order. The next order of business would be the plaza driveway drains, correct?
No, we did that, now
We
the
did-
garage.
I'm sorry.
No, I was...
You're going to the garage.
No, I was doing the plaza driveway, I thought.
Anyway,
Which one did you do?
this one here, right?
Which one did you do?
He did the driveway drains, plaza driveway.
Okay.
What does 20 say garage?
Okay, told you, it doesn't matter now. Okay. I'd like to make a motion to award a contract to Desmond Associates Engineering Firm of New York in the amount of $7,000 to perform an updated survey of Galaxy Towers parking garage. This would include a review of previously completed repairs, the present condition of the garage, identifying and quantifying any areas of deterioration, stress, corrosion, and moisture infiltration to establish the scope of work of any required rehabilitation work.
I second.
The motion is seconded. Are there any comments?
Yeah. It's very important with the garage. It's a very big facility, very costly facility that we constantly do any work. We've been doing major work on 2 floors past 2 years. And this is in between, until we get to some other floors, to see exactly if there's any deterioration on the floor, which there is deterioration in ceilings, pillars. So that's what this is, an in-between assessment. And Desmond is very familiar with it because he's been working on the garage, I think originally 2004, then he came back in 2011 and 13. So this is extremely important. We don't neglect this vital aspect of the gallery.
Are there any other comments? There appear to be no other comments. I'm calling for a vote. All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand and say aye.
Yes.
It's unanimous. Thank you very much. The next order of business is the restoration team extension.
I'd like to make a motion for the restoration team projects and initiatives. Motion is to approve a fourth 90-day restoration team initiative, which will require 4 men, 40 hours a week for a total labor cost of $41,280, to allow the association to continue cleaning, repair, painting of garage walls and pipes, spa area painting, mechanical room painting, mini park repair and painting, driveway drains, clearing, and mall walkway coating.
Is there a second?
I second.
Motion is seconded. Is there any discussion? Wade?
I just wanted to make sure that we made an amendment to the motion slightly in the earlier discussion, which said that any color changes or redecorating would be approved before, and that this is strictly for maintenance painting and not redesign or redecorate.
Are there any other comments? There appear to be no other comments. I'm calling for a vote. All those in favor of the motion, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
The motion is unanimously passed. I have no other scheduled new business. Is there any other new business anybody would like to bring? There appears to be no other new business, then I would like a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
A second.
All those in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.